Welcome back to this new video here on Altcoin Rover, and on today's video I'm gonna do a 2024 lookout for Arbitrum. So I'm gonna do a deep dive. I will talk about where I think it's heading towards in this year, and of course I'm gonna talk about the adoption and the price and much more things. So without any further ado, don't forget to slap up the like button on today's update video, and let me jump straight away in towards the content. First of all, Arbitrum has been going up quite a lot lately, and if you have been following me on Twitter for quite a while, you know that throughout 2023 I've been talking a lot about it, and honestly I've been very bullish about it. And let me first explain the reason why I am currently super bullish about it in the upcoming year. So in an approximately 3 to 6 months, we're going to have a massive Ethereum update. It's going to be the EIP 4844 update on Ethereum, and this update is going to be improving rollups massively. And one of the biggest rollups that recently came out is of course Arbitrum, and due to that update that Ethereum is bringing out, rollups and layer 2s are going to become way more scalable, and they're going to become also way more cheaper. And due to that, I am expecting a massive surge in price later in this year. So you first have to understand the fundamental reasons why I think it's going up, and after that you have to be looking at the charts to see, okay, where is a good buying opportunity and when should we be looking at for that massive breakout. So fundamentally speaking, I think that Arbitrum is currently in a very good position to absolutely explode in the coming months. And I'm not only talking about Arbitrum, but we're of course also talking about Starnet, Optimism, Polygon, and ZK Sync, what I think in my opinion is also going to be absolutely massive. So let me do a quick dive in towards the charts. I mean, I have been talking quite a lot about Arbitrum, and we have been seeing a massive cup and handle breakout after we broke above that $1.26 mark. And even just yesterday or the day before, we printed a new all-time high on the price action of Arbitrum. And honestly, I think it's going to go much higher, but you have to understand that potentially on the imminent short term, if Bitcoin sees a correction or whatsoever happens, we could see some potential downside. And especially since we're trading at all-time highs, everyone is in profit, so yeah, you could see a rejection anytime soon from this level, or we could even continue higher. That's very hard to say, but if I'm going to talk about where I think it's going to go towards in the coming 6 months, it's more easy for me to do a prediction where I'm going to be right, but to talk about where Arbitrum is going to sit tomorrow or the day after, it's extremely hard. So that is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to talk a little bit about the longer perspective, about the coming 3 to 6 months, because the way how I invest into altcoins is not on a short-term basis. It's usually like on a time horizon of maybe 6 months or maybe even a year, because I believe that the best gains, they come over time and not on a short term. So this is what I'm doing. So Arbitrum broke out of this pattern. And first of all, I said this many times before, usually the altcoins that perform the best in the bull run are these newly launched altcoins in the bear market, and Arbitrum is one of these golden nuggets. And currently, if we're looking about the valuation, it is sitting around 43 in terms of market cap. The market cap is $2 billion US, and if I look at the previous bull run, in the top of the previous bull run, some of these comparable projects like Matic, Solana, they were sitting around a valuation to 60 to 80 billion US. So honestly, if we're doing a realistic prediction, could it do a 30x in the coming bull run? Yes, it could definitely do a 30x, but in my opinion, my price target is a 20 to 25x in the coming bull run. A 25x from off this point is sitting somewhere around $50 to $40. So that is my price target for Arbitrum. I think it's a very realistic target. This is like the Cardano of the previous cycle. And honestly, if you compare this chart towards Uniswap, it looks super similar. So what happened with Uniswap as well is that in 2020, it launched in the bear market. We had this massive correction, and we created this cup and handle pattern. We broke out, and we had a massive continuation towards the upside, all the way up to $40. And where was it trading in the bear market? Around $2, just like Arbitrum is currently doing as well. And Uniswap was also comparably to $50 billion US in market cap at all-time high. So it's trading at a very similar stage. I mean, in terms of the cycle, it's trading in a very similar stage. And I do still believe that potentially there could be some corrections for Arbitrum, but it has extremely high amounts of upside potential. Things are looking good over there. But more importantly, looking at the Arbitrum compared to Bitcoin valuation, we can currently see a massive breakout against Bitcoin, a massive turnaround in trend. And honestly, if we're right now looking at it, you can clearly see that we were creating this massive downward sloping trend against the Bitcoin pair. But right now, since we have been absolutely crushing it against Bitcoin, it is right now taking out some very important highs. But in order how you want to be trading this is always approach it from the previous highs, right? So you can see that we're currently currently getting rejected from off this level. And on how I will approach it is that as soon as we do break above this first red line right here, the next target is going to be the next previous high in the market, etc. I'm going to be trading it like this. This is my expectation, how I think it's going to be continued towards the upside. And if it potentially does see a rejection, I'm going to be approaching it from the previous high, so towards this level right here that previously around also flipped into support for Arbitrum. So this is the way how I am currently approaching it. On the imminent short term, I mean, on the daily time frame, you can clearly see it broke above its previous all-time high. And if you're going to be looking at this support box, we can currently see that potentially Arbitrum could be finding some support around this level right here. So I have personally been loading up on Arbitrum. You can see that I've tweeted a lot about it on the past. I currently hold a bunch of it, more than 60,000 US dollars of it. So if it does clearly do a 25x, I will absolutely make bank. And I also hold some other projects like GMX. This is also a very interesting project built on the Arbitrum chain. And I do think this is a little bit more of a lower cap. And I think it could definitely benefit from it because this is a decentralized exchange built on Arbitrum. It's the biggest in terms of liquidity, in terms of user base. So I do really think this could also really do a 20x potentially. So I'm holding a lot of Arbitrum. I'm holding a lot of Arbitrum ecosystem coins. And yeah, I think that you should do some research on it, but I am extremely bullish about it. I told you about my price targets. It was a very short video, but I truly hope you did enjoy it. So if you did, don't forget to slap up the like button on today's update video. And I'll see you guys on the next video here on Altcoin Rover. So don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.